What's up, guys? You are on the air and off the books with Beth Ann. Just kidding. It's just Samantha.
Who needs Beth Ann anyway?
Yeah, we actually fired her again.
No.
It's unfortunate, but...
We did not fire Beth Ann.
It was Doug's doing.
Yeah, Doug.
I need a fact check for today.
Okay, so we're coming at you with another Bookopoly update, which will be going on until December?
I think so. I think it's through December, yeah.
Yes. So, I actually finished a book today, and unfortunately, it was not qualified for my Bookopoly prompt, which was read a book over 400 pages. But I'm justifying it because I was in a reading slump, and so I had to read something to get me out of the slump.
Yeah.
So you read a book that was less than 400 pages?
Yes, but...
Wow.
By like 30 pages, right?
It was by 30, but I still can't count it because I'm a rule follower.
Yes, yeah.
And I have to read, so I'm reading a book with Candace because her prompt was to buddy read a book. So we're reading a some sort of mystery book. I think I have it on my Goodreads. It's called Tell Me What You Did by Carter Wilson. And we do have that book available in physical copy and on Hoopla and Libby as well, I believe, both as ebook. So I think this is just a thriller. I'm actually going to not read the synopsis before I start it because I'm scared that I'm going to read it and then I'll be like, no, I don't want to read this.
Yeah.
And then I'll put myself back into a reading slump.
I often don't read the synopsis, maybe for that reason, but also I just like to be surprised by the story as it unfolds.
I wish I could be like that. I'm like, I have to look at the cover. I have to read the synopsis. And then I used to be the person, this is like really bad. This is like a reading no-no. I would read like the last page of every chapter.
Okay, that's a choice.
So yeah, that was a choice that I used to make about 10 years ago. I couldn't wait to know what happened. Like I needed to know what happened, but then I would like reread the whole book.
That is fascinating. That's interesting.
I would not suggest doing that.
I have a friend who always did that with comic books. He would read the last page first.
Yeah.
And then he would read the rest of the comic book.
Yep, that was...
But he's abnormal.
That was me. Well,
Just saying.
I might be in that category now because I be doing that sometimes.
I do feel like when I'm watching something, I want spoilers because it stresses me out. But
I do
with
that
books,
real bad.
like I can take my time, I can slow down, I can put my bookmark in and then come back to it when I'm ready. So I don't like spoilers so much with what I'm reading.
Nolan is making me rewatch Jersey Shore.
Oh.
Like the whole thing.
Oh.
And he gets so mad at me because I will sit there and Google, like, I'm like, who's together by the end of this episode?
Gosh.
And he's like, you just have to watch it. And I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
You can't. You gotta spoil it sometimes.
Yeah.
But I just finished, it was called Gray by Dark, or Gray After Dark. And that was by Noelle W. Illy, I want to say that's how you pronounce the last name. It's IHLI. This was a super good book, and it's actually based on true events. It's about a girl who is she was previously in the Olympics, and she had gotten into a car crash and hurt her shoulder. So she was going to this resort to work for the summer, and they were at like a campfire and they were telling stories about things that had happened there, and they were like, yeah, this girl went missing like 4 years ago. We don't know what happened to her, but there was like her clothes and like a bunch of blood, so they assumed like a bear attack. No, that was not what happened. So turns out she got abducted, and that's not a spoiler because you like know that right off the bat. But there are these people that are living in the area, like off grid. They call them like preppers, but they're living off grid. And so they're kidnapping people and making them their wives.
Oh. I thought you were going to say and then eating them.
No.
Okay.
That would have been a great plot twist.
Yeah.
But no, unfortunately, they were not eating them. Fortunately for them, unfortunately for us readers. But it was really, really
I
good.
think I would rather be eaten, to
Yeah,
be honest. Yeah, I'm not even
Honestly,
gonna lie.
like when I was
Yeah.
reading the whole thing, I was like, yeah, maybe eaten by the bear would have been a little bit more. But yeah, it's actually like a real story. And it happened, I think, in like the 70s.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But I read it in like a day. It was really good, so
Yeah.
you should read it. It's called Gray After Dark by Noelle W. Illey.
I have had to read a number of graphic novels this year, which I'm not mad about. I do enjoy graphic novels. I have a lot in my personal collection that we don't have here at the library, so that has been a little bit of a challenge. But my most recent graphic novel prompt, I chose to read Are You My Mother by Alison Bechdel. And if you know the last name Bechdel, you know, if you've ever heard of the Bechdel test, where, like, do you have two named women or, like, you know, girls, do they interact with each other and do they have a conversation that's not about a man? And if it meets all those criteria, then it passes the Bechdel test.
Whoa.
And I have a friend who gets really mad about the Bechdel test. But I read her book, and I have to say, I don't like books where the character, like, you know, the main character or the person whose memoir it is like, my mom was just fine. Like, she was perfectly fine.
She's okay.
She was okay. And that ruined my life. And I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like that. But I did read Parable of the Sower, the graphic novel version of that by Octavia E. Butler wrote the novel, and then the people who did the graphic version of Kindred also did this, and it was really good. I enjoyed the original novel, and I thought they did a really good job with the graphic novel too.
So Are You My Mother is not the children's book with the
No.
crane,
No, it is not that. It's
Got
not
it.
That, no.
which is also a great book that you can probably check out at the library.
Probably. In some format.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to love that book. It was so sad. What are you reading, Doug?
I hate what I'm reading.
Oh no.
And it's Kaylee's fault.
Yeah.
Because she led me to it. It was a prompt.
Shots fired at Caele.
I had to be blindly led through the stacks to
That's
a
a
place
stressful
and
prompt.
Then just pick a book. I was actually looking forward to it. I thought, oh, this will be fun.
It's never fun.
No, and Kaylee led me to the sci-fi fantasy section, my favorite section. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay.
I grabbed a book, felt good about it because of authors that I'd read before. Bones of the Dragon, it sucks.
Bones of the Dragon. Yeah, you could say it sucks. Bones of the Dragon.
I'm about halfway through, and literally there have only been 3 days of action. It's fantasy world. They're doing a lot of world building. It's set in like a Viking-ish type nation. And they've been invaded by ogres because their gods were in a battle, and the ogres' gods won, and the Viking people gods died. And although they're not really dead, but it's just horrible. The main characters are horrible. I don't like any of them, and they go into so much detail. It's like every single page you turn, it's like they went to the sacred grove, which was sacred because blah blah blah, and then they go into all this backstory for 3 pages.
Yeah, I can't do that.
About the tall oaks that they don't use for ships.
I don't
in
care
the
about
sacred
the
grove.
oaks.
Yeah, I normally do, but it is so slow and pointless. And right at the very beginning, when you find out that the gods really were attacked and they're in danger, one of the gods gives one of the main characters and says, "You have to go find our bones." And she says, "I don't know where they are." And she says, "Well, this is the first one." And the first one gets stolen by the ogres right at the very beginning of the book.
Oh my gosh.
And then they just forget about it.
Oh my gosh.
So they're not even following the quest.
Cliffhanger.
That sounds
Right at
like
the
a
beginning.
Dungeons and Dragons campaign right there.
I pulled
Never ending
up.
and stupid? Yes.
not following the main plot line.
I pulled up the cover.
Oh.
It looks like a choice.
So, to be fair to me,
I was blind.
I did take him to the section I thought you would appreciate. I thought maybe you would have better luck in that section.
At least you didn't choose the book like out of your heart.
No.
And love.
Let's be clear. Caele told me afterwards, well, you're not a threat, and I felt sorry for you.
Okay, that is true.
I am still battling it out for last place.
Yeah, I took a picture of the scores. In the lead right now is Trisha with 85-37, and Doug has 1,865.
See, that's not bad.
You know, but you're making your way up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Justin was also in the room when you made that roll, and he would have been really mean. He would have been vicious.
Have you had that? You've had that problem.
I did, and initially Justin led me to a book, but it turned out it wasn't long enough, so I ended up having Alex lead me out to pick out something else. And I read all about the history of psychology, and it was...
Oh, that was that prompt.
Yeah, it was more interesting than you would think it was.
Like, actually?
No, I did. I learned a lot, and, like, my friends were really tired of me talking about the DSM, the Diagnostic and Statistics Manual. So I was telling them the whole history. Like, literally, I'm sitting on my couch one night reading about them deciding to, like, make I think it was the 3rd edition, and I sat there and I gasped out loud, and Ben's like, what happened? I was like, dude, there is more drama involved in the DSM than you would have guessed.
That's hilarious. I would have DNF'd.
No, it was interesting. Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to do it, but I did just DNF my recent prompt, which was read the 3rd book on your TBR. And so I looked on my physical shelf. It wasn't a book that we had. So I looked on my Goodreads shelf, and it was a book that we had. And so I read it for about, I think, like 2 or 3 weeks. And I was only on, like, page 5.
Oh.
So
Wow.
I was like, it's not for me. We have to DNF. So I lost 500 points, but I'm still in 2nd place. So it was worth it.
I just read a lot of other things. So like,
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And I need to get back on track. Read Tell Me What You Did. But I'm also I want to read Dream Slinger. I just saw this book on Goodreads yesterday. It's giving anime adventure.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting like very Miyazaki almost.
Yes.
Psychedelic.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it's about, but because of the cover,
the cover is really pretty.
I want to read it. It's very vibrant. It's got little dragon cat with a little person on it. And then I want to read this book called Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry, which I'm going to be requesting for purchase so that I can read it. But it doesn't come out until May 6th. And I think right now I just got done with Clown in a Cornfield 2, Friendo Lives. It was something else. It was something. That's what I'm saying about it. You should read it if you like YA slasher thriller. It's just wild.
I like the first book. I'm living for the movie. I can't wait
for
the movie to come out.
I keep watching the trailer and I'm so excited. But the first book was definitely my favorite out of 1 and 2. I'm probably not going to read number 3 because it's seeming to get a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I'm not planning on reading any more. I liked it, but I'm not planning on reading 2 or 3.
I think number 3 is like a church cult situation with the clowns.
Oh, interesting.
They have their own like clown church, and I'm like, okay.
Oh my.
I think that's too much. I think we should have stopped at Massacre in the Cornfield.
Oh my gosh.
But no, maybe it's great.
I'm going to be reading, and I think this episode will be out in time, Maureen Johnson. She's doing a virtual author visit with us for LibraryCon on the 17th.
Yes, it will be out.
Yeah, I will be talking with her about her really, really popular YA novels, some murder mysteries and things like that.
Truly Devious. I think I've read the first and the second one. They're really good. If you like YA mystery, kind of like The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and the Natural series that we suggest like every other podcast.
Yep.
Then
Still one of my favorites.
Yes, I need to reread that. Like, it's been long enough that I can reread it and it be like kind of like a new series in my mind. So if you liked those series, you should read all of Maureen Johnson's books.
And she's got a lot. She's pretty prolific. I was going through Libby, and like quite a few of them have holds, which is, that's good for her. Not so good for me because I want to read it right now.
Probably she just released her new book too, so
She
it
did,
probably contributes to all the holds. But she's really cool. We had her on the podcast, and she is a lover of the libraries.
And she was on another podcast, and this just blows my mind because I was listening to Welcome to Night Vale one day, and I just randomly, at the very end of the episode, they said the voice of this character was Maureen Johnson. And I was like, what? She just played this like random bit character on Welcome to Night Vale. It was so funny.
I feel like she's just the person that just does like random things.
Yeah.
And she's just like, sure, I'll do that.
It was great.
Yeah, she's cool. So.
All right, I have to ask you because I figure there's a good chance that you've read this one. Oh, so first of all, I have to say, I'm brand new to Book Talk because I avoided TikTok for as long as possible, and I only got onto TikTok because I'm trying to use it to parent Ethel so I can see what she's doing on TikTok.
Smart.
So I'm on TikTok now, and of course then I got on Book Talk. So
Now you're going to be addicted.
I already,
It's a
yes,
problem.
I know it is a problem. So I have my first to be read book based on a TikTok recommendation.
I love
We
that
Used
one.
to Live Here.
That was good.
They said it
That
was
was
like
weird.
super, super creepy, like one of the creepiest books he's ever read.
Yeah.
Yeah, who wrote it?
Marcus Kleiwer?
Okay. I have heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I read it in like a
2024.
day.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I'm hoping for a book prompt that doesn't lead me astray into...
Maybe you could do like a buddy read and then we could both read it.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
We should we're going to like adjust the prompts we've kind of already adjusted the prompts, but we just haven't told anybody else about it yet. We're going to do that, I think, in the May. I won't be here to receive the backlash and hatred, but Beth Ann will be.
Don't worry, we'll show up at your house. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sick that day. But it's going to be kind of brutal because I feel like the prompts now they're good, but they're kind of easier. There's going to be more... It's going to be high stakes,
Okay.
There's going to be some, like, battling and craziness.
Yeah.
I mean, there may or may not be, like, a switch points with another team member prompt.
An Uno swap. Oh,
Absolutely
I hate
no.
that.
Doug doesn't
I can't.
hate that.
Doug is like, Trisha? Immediately.
Give me them points.
Yes.
I'd do something stupid like swap with Jessie, because she's the only one.
That wouldn't be so bad. Like,
maybe that would, it would give you luck, because you would be, humble about it, and then you would land on free parking. And then you'd get first place, maybe. I don't know, you're pretty far behind. So.
I'm pretty far behind.
I don't think there's 7,000 points in the pool right now.
when I landed on free parking, there was quite a lot of sticky notes, and I think I got 3,600 from free parking, and that's literally the only reason I'm in second place.
Yeah, that's more points than I have now.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should do a feel bad for one of your
Yes. Like we all
Bookopoly
donate.
people. Donate. Everybody donates 500 points to Doug.
Caele says, "Oh yeah," but Kaylee's not gonna do it.
Kaylee's like,
I can be benevolent.
I'll pay 1,000 points to free parking to not.
Yeah. No, can I pay 1,000 points to remove points from Trisha? Like, I would do that.
I'm gonna write that one down.
Yeah. Like, I lose the points, but she also loses.
All of the bad cards are just
wow.
remove points from Trisha.
I love it. Perfect.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 votes of yes, so I think that has to be done now. It has to be like a rule.
Sorry, Trisha. It's the rules.
She's gonna come in and she's gonna be like, "You're fired."
Ooh, we do have that, thanks to one of our vendors, probably Baker and Taylor, but I'm not sure. We do have a prize now.
Yay, we do. We do have a prize.
Beth didn't show it to you?
She did not, but you did tell me about it.
Okay.
It's a Kindle Fire, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Yay! And I'm not saying that I'm going to win because of that, but I'm probably going to win.
I will say I just bought a used Kobo, so I don't need a Kindle Fire. So it's fine. I don't need to win. It's fine.
Well, I have like my work Kindle for the podcast.
Yeah, you
book.
have a bit of a problem.
I
You
have
like
one
a purse Kindle
for vacation, and then I have I can take this home, and if I drop it in the bathtub, it's fine Kindle.
So yeah, you need a 4th.
I need a 4th, and that's gonna be my that's gonna be my I feel like I need to change genres Kindle, and that's what I read when I switch things up.
I feel like Trisha doesn't need a Kindle because she listens to audiobooks, and you can do that on other devices.
Yeah, so maybe if Trisha wins, she'll feel bad and she'll donate it to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like Doug.
Yeah.
I don't need a Kindle.
Yeah.
Maybe Jessie.
Yeah.
She reads a lot though for being in last place.
Yeah.
But I think she
Just
does
not
what
for
I
the
do,
prompts.
and she reads a lot of non-library books on the side.
Yeah.
And so every time I read something, I'm like, can we order this for the library?
Yeah.
So I get points.
Please, I need points. Please feel bad for me and order this.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, guys, this is my last podcast until August, 6th. Tears. Hold the tears in God. Don't stop crying.
I know.
And we just fired Beth Ann.
Yeah.
I know. What are we gonna do?
Oh, it's the Caele and Doug show.
Yeah. We need a jingle. We need a fun little intro song.
Yeah.
We'll work on that.
Yep. So I will be back in August, and then Beth Ann's yeeting out right after that. So it's gonna be interesting for a hot minute, but it's gonna be great. And you guys have to still join us on every episode and listen to who's winning Bookopoly, who's on the floor crying, who's fighting. Probably Trisha. Me and Trisha are gonna be fighting because I'm coming back for first place.
Yeah.
Just give me 3 months and then I'll be back.
Okay, don't turn your back on Caele. That's all I'm saying.
But I haven't been mean to Caele yet because I feel like she won't come for me if I'm just
Yeah, no, you're right.
She
you're
will.
right.
She will.
No.
I feel like she's more likely to go after Trisha than me right now.
That is accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But join us next time. It's just going to be Beth Ann, and then we'll probably have some guests. I think we put out a little schedule-y thing, and people are going to be signing up for some episodes, so you'll probably hear new people on every single episode. So we hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.